Welcome back to Romancing the Gemstones, where we're talking about the Righteous Gemstones from HBO. I am Jamie G. I'm back with Magnum Mills, and we're going to break down the season 4 trailer and get ready for this upcoming final season. Pretty pumped, Mills. What about you?
Hey man, it might be the final seasons, but you know the Gemstones are going to go out with a bang. Maybe not Locust, but at least a bang. Thanks for hanging with us as we bang out another episode of Romancing the Gemstones, presented by Regular Dudes Watch Stuff. You can find our content wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. Find us on social media at Dudes Watch Stuff. Same place on the web, dudeswatchstuff.com. Very simple and easy to remember, just like the flaps. FLAPS. Follow, like, and please subscribe. If you had fun, please make sure that you hit the thumb.
And make sure you're paying attention because this is your official spoiler warning. That's it. Here it is right now. All episodes, articles, interviews, podcasts, literally every single thing related to the Righteous Gemstones, it's all in play here. This is your first and final warning. And if you don't know, now you know.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
All right, let's get right into the trailer. I guess we should start out by acknowledging a few new additions to the cast this year. You have Megan Mullally as Laurie Millsap. This is Amy Lee's longtime musical partner, family friend of the Gemstones. Her son is played by Stifler himself, Sean William Scott. He's Corey Millsap, Laurie's son, also family friend of the Gemstone siblings. Arden Mirren is Jaina Millsap. That is Corey's wife, and Jennifer R. Blake is Dina Millsap. Not sure is it she's another sister or child. Stay tuned and find out. Right up front, man, we get these prayer pods. You get a couple of good jokes in the trailer. You get the squirt yurts. And if you look really close, here's the pricing on these bad boys. $15 for 15 minutes, $25 for 30 minutes. $40 for 60 minutes. It sounds like a lot, but when you're in there, not only can you watch a bunch of, Gemstones worship stuff, you can actually watch Bible Bonkers. I'm not sure if it's pre-recorded episodes or you're watching the live feed, but you get to watch Bible Bonkers. What do you think, man? Is that worth it? What are you getting in on? Are you doing 15, 25, 40? What are you putting into the squirt yard?
I mean, $1 per minute. I guess Bible Bonkers is worth $1 per minute. It'd be nice to have Uncle Baby Billy like show up or something, but I'm probably going $1 per minute here. At least test riding it for 15. I don't want to get claustrophobic. I'll probably just go 15 minutes, $15 for 15 minutes.
We love this show, but I do not know if I would want to watch it inside of a pod. I'm not really. I'm a very very big fan, but that's a level of super fandom that my minor claustrophobia probably cannot overcome. It looks like we get a couple scenes from the Amy Lee Giveathon celebration. We've seen these before, the classic phone telethon where they're soliciting bids for charity. It looks like this might be the reason that they needed to get Eli back for this. I think that probably makes sense. I think this could be pretty fun, maybe a good spot. You get a couple of guest stars to show up, something like that. So definitely one I'm looking forward to. How about yourself? Does that sound like something you'd probably be interested in? Sound like a good enough plot line or what have you?
I think so, and I love what they did with Eli here. Excited to see him with the long Jesus hair, and looks like there's some good angles with him throughout. So pretty excited. And I think the Amy Lee Giveathon makes a lot of sense for just a big old. It allows them to bring in family and additional family and friends and a bunch of new characters and stuff. So I think it's great.
Right. They needed a reason to bring Eli back without having to have him save the day again or something like that, right? You can see him doing, oh, this is for mama, and then this kind of backdoors the introduction of what I'm viewing is a love interest for Eli based on the brazier and whatnot, the character played by Megan Mullally here. I mean, I like that, right? I know they make jokes in the trailer about Amy Lee having his nuts up in a jar in heaven or whatever, but come on, man. Eli's worked hard. I would like that. We're not quite into predictions or hope yet, but I think if anybody on the show deserves a happy ending, it's probably Eli Gemstone. So I'm hoping for this, and Megan Mullally is always great. So I think the casting is right on. So I'm there for that, and hopefully we get some good jokes with it.
I'm there for it too, man. He deserves it, and he's put up with a lot. And he finally was like out on the boat and everything. I'm happy for him, and if that means falling in love again, good for Eli.
I'm trying to remember, was it in season 2 when he was trying to get back out there a little bit? He was trying to do some manscaping, and that ended up very poorly. So I don't know how much he has
Yes.
been putting himself out there, but hopefully he's got the hang of things. Maybe that's why he's just not cutting anything anymore after that incident. It's like, no, just all along everything, brother. We're not cutting any of this down. I think we both were big fans of them finally bringing Keith and Calvin together. Calvin coming out of the closet, all that kind of stuff here. Looks like they're leaning into it with this Prism thing. Danny McBride has said in an interview he did with GQ that this is going to create a little bit of jealousy because he's going to do pretty good with it. We hear the Vance Stimkins refer to that in the trailer here, talking about, maybe your brother is the gemstone I need to talk to. He's the man with the juice now. I like this, I like Calvin being on the come up here, finally leaning into this. I think would work. And honestly, you need another good kind of foil for Jesse, and they've done it so many other ways with the siblings fighting. The idea that now he's just really just jealous at one of the other siblings being really successful makes a lot of sense, and I think it's a good approach to take here.
100%. That's so Jesse, right? I mean, like, remember that show, That's So Raven? Like, we could do a spin-off, That's So Jesse, because it is. This is the exact type of thing that would get under his skin. And good for Kelvin, man. And dude, whatever Keith's like gym routine is, he's got to share it because dude is jacked.
He's got some swole arms going on, and very quietly, so does Uncle Baby Billy. That's the one thing I will say that the biceps, triceps do not match the hair. That's a very apparent when we see our favorite Uncle Baby Billy. And what do you think about him? It looks like in the one wide shot we get to having some sort of family party at the house. We get a shot of Tiff there, and it also looks like we see Uncle Baby Billy playing cornhole. Do you think he is a good cornhole player or not?
Yes.
Oh, really? So I was thinking he's all bluster. I'm thinking he tries to distract other people. That's his real strategy. But he's actually not
Dude,
very
I think
good.
he's
That's what
good
I'm
at
going with.
everything he does, man. I can't see Uncle Baby Billy not being good at something. The man has a lot of talent.
We didn't get as much of it here, but apparently the TV, the Teen Jesus, the Teen Just TV show that Uncle Baby Billy is trying to produce here is his new big baby because Bible Bonkers was apparently a big hit. But I think we all knew that that was going to happen. Looks like we're going to get more of the Cape and Pistol Society here. Again, I think we were both really big fans of this in season one, or excuse me, in last season in season three. And I think this is probably how they tie in that the Civil War thing, right? We see the battle again here with the cannons, the old kind of old timey kind of stuff. It almost has to be through the Cape and Pistol, right? I don't know how else you get to it.
Yeah, I think so. It just makes so much sense, and you can see Jesse trying to establish his own dominance in there and getting into some sort of battle, which blows over to the Civil War reenactment type thing. I think all that tracks for me.
And the gemstones are sometimes, they go out there on a limb, they make some purchases. What surprises you more here, that they have jetpacks or that one of them bought a Cybertruck?
Honestly, probably the jetpacks, but I thought it was hilarious that I saw the Cybertruck parked in the driveway too.
I'm going with that belongs to Pontius. I feel like maybe they got it for him as a gift when he got out of military school or what have you, or something like that. So that's what I'm going with. But it would have really shocked you if it is Jesse's. I think, didn't he have an H2 in the first season?
He
Maybe
did
did he
have,
have a
yeah,
Hummer?
thought he had a big
So
Hummer. Yeah.
yeah. So would it really surprise you? And man, talk about going to the well, pulling out all the stops here in the final season. You have jetpacks and you have a goddamn monkey. It looks
Yeah.
like BJ has that monkey seems to be a friend, right? At bare minimum, he's babysitting or fostering a monkey. It looks more likely that he's just gone and acquired himself a Mojo type helper monkey.
It's wild, dude. And out of all characters to have one, it would work with many, but I think BJ's a perfect choice here, dude. BJ with the monkey man. Yeah, you could bring that on.
And talk about some swole arms. That's not enough for BJ. We need more plot points than a monkey, apparently, because we were wrong. I think you guessed he was a student at pole dancing. I said maybe he was a teacher. He's the master, apparently. He looks like the national pole dancing championships. The pep talk between him and Judy is absolutely pretty epic here.
Eye of the tiger, dick of a horse, take no prisoners, show no remorse.
I don't know how they could have kind of topped where they went. BJ last season, we talked about that crazy naked fight, all that stuff. But boy, it seems like they got a real shot at doing it here. I'm incredibly interested to see where this goes because I feel like it's going to intersect with at least one or two of the other plots at some point. I think that could be a real good time.
Yeah, and you know what I love about this with this season coming up here is it feels like over the last season and a half or so, they found exactly what works and exactly what I love. I know they're not making the show specifically for Jamie G, but all the things I love about it, they just dialed in. They're like, all right, this is exactly what works. We're just going to go all in. We're not going to get too cute. We're just going to go all in and do more of that. And it's going to be incredible, man. The combination of Judy and BJ is so great. All these different things that they have here. It's like they figured it out, they dialed it in, and they're just doing this one just to make an absolute awesome season. I love them for it, dude. I really do. They don't need to do this at all. It could have ended, you know, last season was a good ending point, honestly. Love that they're coming back for one more just for fun.
All right, I got it. The spinoff is BJ and Judy, and they travel around to go to all these different, the pole competitions here, but they also solve crimes with their pet monkey, kind of like Scooby-Doo. That's the
Yeah, I'm
spinoff
there
I
for
want.
it, dude. I'm there for it,
It
dude.
can be
If
animated,
that
it
one's
could be
wrong,
live. Maybe it's both. Who knows? Maybe a little mix, but
he's competing in the international pole
you got a
dancing
monkey
competition.
friend, you got pole dancing, and they're doing the detective thing. It's got a little bit of something for everybody there, basically.
We
Everything
got
short of a
Judy.
little medical drama. And Judy can always throw a
Dang,
little
BJ.
drama. Yeah. She gets to do all her accents when you travel around the
Yeah.
country. I think it'll be a good time. So hopefully HBO will go ahead and greenlight that one.
Oh man. Well, Gemstones isn't exactly Severance or Game of Thrones, so we don't have any elaborate theories or predictions, but that doesn't mean we can't have a little fun here. Let's talk about our hopes, our expectations, and yes, a little speculation for season 4.
I mean, we have to get past the monkey. It's going to be very difficult to do so. And probably not a surprise. One of the main quotes from Danny McBride's GQ interview was he says, "We take some massive swings this season with some stuff I don't think the audience is going to see coming. And I'm very excited to see how it plays." I think jetpacks and monkey would have been really surprising if you hadn't given it away in the trailer, man. So I'm hoping they're not pulling the classic thing where they give away too much in the trailer. Maybe it's something they keep coming back to, like the monster truck last year. You kept teasing it and teasing it and teasing it, and then you finally get to deploy it very quite expertly at the end here. I have extremely high expectations for this. I think the season 3 finale would have worked extremely well as a series finale. I am incredibly glad that they're back. My expectation is it's going to be very good and they're going to nail it. I have utter extreme confidence, but there is a chance a show like this, you could get a little bit of a victory lap season. It's not unheard of for some shows that go and burn really hot, but we've never seen that with these Danny McBride shows before. So I have extremely high expectations, and I don't think I'm going to get let down here. How about yourself, man? What are your kind of your outlook here for the final season?
Yeah, it's high. And I think when you combine all this stuff and you combine a group of people that work so well together and they wanted to do this and and 4 is kind of the limit for Danny McBride stuff. We've seen him have an awesome season 1, season 2 and pull the plug on different things before. So I love that they're doing this 4th season. I have total confidence in them absolutely nailing this. All the characters are mature and developed. I trust that the stuff that they bring in that's new is going to work well and mesh in with everything. I think this is going to be fantastic. And honestly, the state of the world right now, we could all use some laughs. So thank you, Danny McBride and company. Looking forward to this final season of The Righteous Gemstones.
Even a little bit of shades of Eastbound here because you had the 3 seasons and it really felt like 3 could be it, and then all of a sudden you
Yeah.
got 4. And while it was a little bit different than maybe what you were expecting, it still worked for me. So even if it is something similar here, I think that'll work. And how about Jesse, man? You really want to see more of him trying to continue to be the top dog here? Would you rather focus more on the Amber and the kids? What way do you want him to go with Jesse here?
I want him to find his way as top dog by utilizing Amber and the kids. And almost got to have like an ego death thing here. And I don't know if he will or won't, but that's what I would like to see. He's got it in him, man. He's got it in him. He's just got to get around himself.
Yeah, I want more team ups with either him and the kids. He's got to, get these shows. You got your little mission. You got to go sell this guy or do this thing or whatever. So, team ups with him and the kids would be good. I'd like to see Amber kind of keep her own thing going. She got more into the business side of it last year. I thought she was good at it. Same thing with Tiff. I like to see the two of them team up. And obviously, we
Yeah.
need some team ups with Jesse and Uncle Baby Billy. they don't really get to do that much. You know what I mean? They get scenes, but not that many one-on-one scenes. And I would love an excuse to have like an entire episode, like a bottle episode with those two or something crazy. So I'm always there for that kind of thing. Are you worried about the kids at all here? Pontius still seems like a real dick in the trailer, so that's on point. Gideon looked all cool, skateboarding in the shades and that kind of thing. I really enjoyed Gideon's character early season 3, and then he didn't get to do too much till the finale, but obviously really came through with the monster truck. Looks like they're trying to work him in more here. I'm hopeful for it. I just sometimes when you lean on kids too much, it's not the most appealing thing for me, AJ Soprano, but I'm hopeful here for the Gemstone siblings and youths.
Yeah, I am too, and I think that we're going to find ourselves in a pretty good situation here. I don't think they'll overdo it, but I think it'll be just enough to where it adds a lot of a lot of humor and a lot of just kind of punch when needed. So I'm okay with it here.
In the interview, Danny McBride said that BJ and Judy are going to have to overcome a tragedy. So let me ask you, is a tragedy that something happens to the monkey, or do they get a monkey because of the tragedy?
Anything happening to that awesome monkey would certainly be a tragedy, but my guess is they probably get the monkey because of a tragedy. What the tragedy is, hard to say. Could it be that Judy has a miscarriage? Could it be that they have a cat or a dog that runs away or dies? We'll see.
I feel like it's got to be something weird that you wouldn't think it was just because of who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, like some kind of like they're the guy that got to do their kitchen fell through or something like that. I don't know. Something just all you know what I mean. That's not whatever. That's not a great example, but I would prefer it to be more comedic than tragic, hopefully. So let's try to keep
Yes.
the death of the minute. Maybe the monkey just gets sidelined or something. Maybe he drinks a couple of too many of them fortified monkey beers. They have been known to do that. Don't let the monkey bartend. That's a good way to avoid that. How about the double Ks here, Keith and Kelvin? Do you think they're going to wind up getting hitched or what have you before the end of the series? Because that feels like it could be a series finale kind of event or something like that.
I think that would be an awesome way to end at their wedding with the whole family there, everyone celebrating it. That is great stuff. And because I want to see that so badly, I'm going to say yes.
How about Eli? You think he is going to get kind of the happy ending with maybe a new lady friend, that kind of thing? It seems like the way they're pushing it, and that is the way I would like it to go. I mean, obviously, the Eli's funeral would also probably be one way you could end the series, but I would prefer him to sail off into the sunset on his boat with his lady friend.
I would too. And ultimately, though, I want him to know that he succeeded with his family and that they're good and better people. I think that's kind of at times it breaks your heart and it breaks Eli's heart knowing he's tried very hard, but his kids can just be horrible. And I want him to at least know in his heart that they're going to be all right. Like they turned a corner, like they're good. But it's going to have to be in the gemstone way, and there's going to be a lot of humor there. So excited for it.
Well, speaking of happy endings and polls, do you think BJ is going to be the pole dancing champion? He's in the competition here. Is he going to win?
That could be the thing that they have to overcome is him losing a close one, man. Maybe he probably gets like he slips and gets like pole burnt on his crotch or something, and he's like, he gets disqualified. That could probably be the thing now that I'm thinking about it. He should, but I'm gonna say sadly he doesn't.
I was gonna say, what if they could somehow tie in? Remember the pole vaulter from the Olympics who lost because when he was going over, his dick hit the pole and knocked it
Yes.
off. Is there some
Yes.
way, they could tie that real life event into that? I don't know how that would work, but that would certainly be a very interesting way to go about it. And obviously, we are both big fans of Uncle Baby Billy. Let me just ask, can there be too much? Are you at all worried that they could just spam Baby Billy so much that we'd get sick of him? Is that even possible?
I don't think it is, and I don't think they will, because as great as he is, and he is one of the best characters ever for me, there's other really good characters in this show. I want to see Judy and BJ. I want to see Jesse, right? I want to see Tiff. I want to see all these other people, Kelvin and Keith and them. So I just don't I think there's just too much to go around here. He can't. If it was just a whole show with Uncle Baby Billy, if he got his own spinoff show, I'd be there for that. But I think with this one, too many good side characters, man. You got to see them all.
Within Gemstones, there's too much to go around, but within Walton Goggins, not enough to go around. At this point, that dude must be changing in the phone booth like Superman in between acting gigs because it feels he is like literally in everything right now. He is simultaneously going to be in this, Invincible, although that's voice acting, and The White Lotus, all running right now. And those are just three I can think of off the top of my head, not counting any movies or anything else. That's just three shows running simultaneously that he's going to be on. So the man is keeping busy. Anything else? How about the idea of maybe a flashback or a flash forward finale where you go and now all of a sudden, Jesse, they're all old and it's like their kids are doing, what they were doing at the beginning of the series, one of those kind of endings. Would you like that?
I'd be okay with that. I think that would work pretty well, honestly, man. Like I don't have a big problem with that at all. I think that would be a nice kind of happy feel of the generational passing of legacy and all that. I'd get on board with that.
Or do you think this is one of those shows maybe where we don't necessarily need a big finale? It just kind of ends and like life's just going to keep going on normal the next day, right? It doesn't necessarily. I think you want the season storylines to come to a close, but I don't know if we need to know exactly how they live the rest of their lives. I think that would be okay, and I would be there for it. But I think this is one of those if they just leave it open and the idea is they're still doing their service every Sunday and the world keeps spinning, that kind of thing. I think I'd be there for that.
Yeah, and it's not that serious of a show, right? It's comedy. I think it makes sense to do that. Plus, it keeps the door open for a potential movie or something down the road. Who knows?
Any one guess for just one kind of cameo here? They don't get a ton of big ones, but they usually get a couple of people to show up every year. Any idea who would be a good and proper cameo to show up on the final season here?
Oh man. We haven't seen him the entire show, but I wouldn't mind some way if they figured out a way to get Stevie from from Eastbound and Down on this show, even if he's in a totally different character. Like that's completely fine. I would be there for that. But also, I wouldn't mind freaking Patton Oswalt either. I think he would fit in well here too.
Patton also would probably be good. I thought the obvious one was going to be Timothy Oliphant, just for the sake of
Oh,
getting him in there, because he's got that kind of serious comedy chops. I think that would be a pretty, he's a pretty malleable actor. He's worked with a lot of these guys before, especially Gulligan. So my guess is he would slide in pretty easily to the collective there. And if you were going to go, their whole Carolina thing, how about either, depends on which side of the Carolinas I want to lean into, either Michael Jordan or Vanna White. I'm not sure which one would be easier to get.
Yeah. I think Vanna White, but you never know.
You never know. So Michael Jordan might if you tell me you just get to like make fun of Scottie Pippen the whole time or something, maybe he'll show up.
Oh man. Well, I think that just about does it. Anything else on the Gemstones before we get out of here?
No, this is the Last Dance Chicago Bulls documentary style, but we are going down with the ship. We will be doing this weekly during the season. In general, we will try to have the episodes out on Tuesdays. During the first couple of weeks, it might be Wednesdays because we're also talking about Severance on My Cousin Innie, the Apple TV show. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. But that's running for a couple more weeks. So that's going to be a little bit of a double up with the schedule here. So we'll try to make Tuesday, but most likely it'll be Wednesday for the first couple of weeks. And then Tuesday after that, we'll be dropping an episode for each episode of Gemstones that they do. And then we will wrap it all up at the end and be sad and just watch whatever is on right, starring Walton Goggins next. It'll probably be on about 10 minutes after we're done with the show. Thanks again for checking out Romancing the Gemstones, presented by Regular Dudes Watch Stuff. You can find our content wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. Find us on social media at Dudes Watch Stuff. Same place on the interwebs, dudeswatchstuff.com. We try to keep it very simple to remember, just like the flaps, FLAPS. Very crucial to our success. Follow, like, and please subscribe. If you had fun, please make sure that you've hit the thumb. I'm Meg Mills. He's Jamie G. Thanks again for checking out the show. And remember to live your best life by living it Big Uncle Baby Billy style.
Bye, Felicia.
Why did you get a monkey?
Well, we're going to hire a girl to do Dee's job. We're going to have to pay her. You don't have to pay a monkey shit. So I got a monkey instead. Because like I said, a monkey could do her job.
Okay, but that's just an expression, Frank. We need an actual person.
Oh, yeah? Check this out. Monkey, beer. See? Great, huh?